Last time on Sailing Garuda.
Woke up this morning, the dinghy was gone. I mean, gone.
We're gonna pack all of the Exumas into one day. This is like right out of a Clive Cussler novel. I'm Herb, and this is Heather. We're post-career empty nesters who found the next phase of our lives lacking. Inspired by other YouTubers, we bought a small fixer-upper sailboat and spent 2 years building her into our traveling home. Now we're about to find out if it was all worthwhile. Subscribe and come along on our next adventure as we set sails to rediscover what's really necessary to live a meaningful life.
Myself, away from things I let go, floating on the waves. We go bottoms up, we go all the way. When you're feeling down, push the pain away.
We're off Black Point this morning. We are joining the ranks of the motorboaters, following our buddy boat Wait and See. There is no wind. Well, there's a little bit of wind, but it's right in the no sail zone. Seas are very flat. We're just running a little bit down the coast though to find a snorkel spot. And we're still blind on the navionics. I'll show you our setup. Nothing where the chart's supposed to be. Running radar and depth just to run it. Of course, our normal kind of general boat information, and then we're using the phone right now for navionics. Always another way.
Good day for motor sailing.
All right, the PredictWind DataHub has had good timing with its partial in, so it's mostly installed, but anyway, with an MFD failure, had to go to the charts, the Explorer charts on Aquamap. So I'm running it on, we can run navionics as well, but I'm kind of comparing the two because, well, they've given me an opportunity to, and running them on the iPad. Safely arrived at Big Farmers. It was time to take care of a few chores before moving on. All right, I'm running the water maker, and so far I've made 2 20-liter jugs of drinking water. That's like a little over 10 gallons. Put a little over close to 30 gallons in the toilet tank, and now we are filling our just our house water. We have 2 50-gallon tanks, so one of them was empty. At least need to run it up to be kind of on par with the other to keep us balanced. We have 1 starboard, 1 port, so definitely helps us from listing one way or the other. So anyway, while I'm doing all these chores, Heather and Mark have gone into the beach in search of turtles. Okay, well, while I'm getting projects done, I have 2 updates for you. The first is we think we have located a outboard engine, a brand new outboard engine, down in Georgetown, which is still in front of us, although it is coming from Nassau in order to get there. So fingers crossed, could have a new outboard in the near future. Send all your good karma. And then speaking of good karma, here's number 2. The most frustrating project in the world. It's just so frustrating. Yeah, not so frustrating anymore. We were able to get our Iridium Go working. So here's what I ended up doing, just in case you happen to be encountering this, is went to the Iridium Go Exec and just reset the password. It kind of originally was the generic password, so we put in an actual password, and then did a hard reset on the PredictWind DataHub. You know, it's the old like push a button, hold it down for a few minutes and start everything over again. And that requires you to do a complete setup. And when setting it up, we used the brand new password. Everything worked perfect. It was great. Crazy that we went through all of that, but I'm happy to report that the Iridium Go and the DataHub, the PredictWind DataHub, are now working. So many thanks and any necessary apologies for my previous frustration to the PredictWind team, because man, those people have been fabulous the entire way. So okay, so here's what we're going to do with that. Now that the DataHub is up and running, I'm going to add a block to the homepage on Sailing Garuda. I'll put the link down below. And it will be a Where's Garuda Now? And you should be able to see the map. I mean, within reason. We've been doing a little, hijinks, but if you've been with us, following us, you kind of know what we've been dealing with. So we'll add that to the webpage below. We're kind of running out of time here in the Bahamas. So, when we first came over, we just had a 90-day cruising permit because we thought, 90 days, 3 months in the Bahamas, that's plenty of time to be there. Well, not so much. We're enjoying ourselves too much, I guess.
You're experiencing the best part of it.
But we haven't covered near enough ground, so we're needing to extend our cruising permit. The Bahamas has a wonderful system, click to clear, that is an easy to do online system, but we still need to go in physically to the customs office to get a cruising permit extension with the appropriate stamps and everything. Fortunately, that's in Georgetown too. So the good news is everything's in front of us and is, would essentially be in our next few stops. The bad news is cruising permit runs out in a few days. So unfortunately, we're going to have to kind of cut our cruising short a little bit and kind of make a run down to Georgetown to take care of administrative stuff and hopefully get our outboard. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to finish my chores and we'll kind of carry on from here.
Leaving Big Farmers Cay to come over here to Cape.
Bit of a change of plan. That anchorage, Aaron thinks looks a little full.
Okay.
And he keeps seeing signs that he's pretty certain are going to be no trespassing, private property type signs.
Oh.
So we're going to head down to David Copperfield's place, go for the mermaid piano.
Okay.
He's coming out right now.
How far is that?
Probably about as far as we've been, maybe a slight bit further, so it won't take very long. But it's going to be snaky, and there's two dicey places. But he's going to get in front of us and sound it out.
Okay.
Well, that's the plan. Hey guys, I just want to quickly say thank you to all of you who have been supporting this little project of ours. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit the like button. It signals to YouTube that our content is good enough to be suggested to others, something we could really use. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can follow along on future episodes. We are going on a little excursion today. We're waiting for Aaron and Chrissy from Wait and See, some friends of ours from back in our Boot Key Harbor days, back in Marathon, to come pick us up. Gonna go down Rudder Cut and see if we can't find David Copperfield's mermaid piano. Maybe do a little snorkeling today, so come on along. All right, traveling in style today. Agreed to be our Sherpa today, so it's very nice actually. Sit back here and not even steer. I got the engine tilted up even just to come on ashore. Can eye some sailboats and enjoy the ride. Hope that didn't jinx anything. Beautiful. Worst way to start a morning. All right, we're diving the mermaid playing the piano. In 2011, the illusionist David Copperfield commissioned an artist to sculpt a statue of a life-size mermaid looking at a stainless steel grand piano. He then sank the sculpture in around 15 feet of water off Rudder Cay, which lies just to the south of his private island, Musha Cay, providing a quirky surprise for visitors. After sinking it, he even started a contest to see if anyone was interested or could find it. Ever since, it's become a pretty popular site, and it certainly doesn't disappoint. Well, we took a little detour, stopped at an island just off the cut. You can see the cut right there. Do a little snorkeling and a little exploring. We're going to see kind of what washes up here through the cut. A lot of ancient conch in here. Chevy and I are going exploring. Ah, there goes a boat through the cut now. This greenhouse up on the hill was built in 1939, and from what we understand, the fellow that built it was a German Nazi sympathizer of sorts. That's right. Darby Island was once owned by British hotelier Sir Guy Baxter, who operated a lucrative plantation of sorts: livestock, cotton, palm oil. Baxter built an 8,000 square foot castle on the highest point of the island. It was actually 1938. And during World War II, locals claim to have seen strange flashing lights coming from the rooftop of the castle. And some of the plantation employees even report an elaborate radio and telegraph station inside the house. But the story, it gets wilder than that. Baxter created his very own deep water channel from the nearest cut into the protected waters around the island. The story is, it was going to be used to bring in German U-boats that were hunting on the east coast of the United States, so they could resupply and continue their patrols without a long transit back to German-friendly territory. Got a fair amount of the work done. I think there's just like one sandbar that prevents any boats getting in, we think. I don't know. But it's thought, anyway, that they didn't come in, and instead he was servicing them by going through the cut. Presuming this would have been the U-boat dock. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, that was definitely intentional. Some of this might have broken off. Well, maybe that's just the edge. I don't know. Man, this is like right out of a Clive Cussler novel. How could anyone get away with this? Well, this place is pretty remote, even more so 80 or more years ago. And for some additional context, the British governor of the Bahamas at the time was Edward VIII, the same royal who gave up on being king so that he could marry American divorcee Wallis Simpson. It was, and still is, strongly rumored that he too was a Nazi sympathizer, with the kindest interpretation being that he just didn't believe the Allies could win and that a deal should be made with Germany. No matter the hows, Baxter clearly had a plan to escape. He disappeared right before the end of the war, and his whereabouts were never determined. All right, but thanks to the DataHub, we know exactly where we are this week. So, hope you enjoyed tagging along a little bit for the tail end of the Exumas as we kind of make our way down toward Georgetown to take care of all our administrative work. So, anyway, thanks for watching this week.
Like and subscribe.
Next time on Sailing Garuda. Georgetown's somewhat small. Trying to hide from the rain.
But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace and leave me till tomorrow. Wind into my sail, away from things I let go, floating on the waves. We go bottoms up, we go all the way. When you're feeling down, push the pain away. We go bottoms up, we go all the way. And face it another day. We go bottoms up.